Hey, people, hello. Sending out some invitations. If you would like to share this live, that would be much appreciated, because then some other new people could pop on. How are you? Good evening. Hey, Daisy. Hey, Michelle. Say hi if you're here. Hannah, are you here? I see you popped in. Sarah's here. Michelle, Daisy, say hello. What's going down? What a day. Today seems to have been mostly about people going, what about Doreen Virtue? And it's been quite exciting and interesting. Oh, talking of which, let me invite. Hello, Claire. Oh, Dale's invited. Daisy's already here. Damien will be busy. I think lots of these people. There is a show on that I'm supposed to be watching, but like a fool, I didn't buy any tickets because I'm that kind of idiot. So everybody else is at the show watching the show, and I'm not. I'm still at home, so I thought I would hop on and be a show for you. Hey, Hannah, it has been a very long time. I was hoping that you would catch me this evening. That's wonderful. Daisy's visiting family. How are all the family? How are your little ones, Daisy? Claire Shales is here. Michelle, I was hoping you'd talk about that. Well, I'm not trying to trump your video, because you're going to do a YouTube on it, aren't you, Michelle? And it's going to be a proper in-depth thing, but it has to be talked about today. Now, it's not new news, is it, everybody? It's not new. Last February, and I'm not an expert, I only know what you know, but last February, Doreen Virtue, she of the crappy angel cards, of which I've never really been a fan, to be fair, denounced her New Age ways and decided that she'd become a Christian. She'd found God, found Jesus, read the Bible from cover to cover, and decided that if it ain't in the Bible, it's the work of a demon, which I find interesting. Anything which is not in the Bible, is not stated in the Bible, is not directed in the Bible, is the work of a demon. EFT, which has only been developed in the last 20 years, so couldn't possibly ever have been in the Bible, is the work of a demon. Unicorns. Okay, Claire, I hear you. Unicorns, which are on the one hand a mythical creature, on the other hand actively mentioned in the Bible, are an acceptable concept. However, if you dare to enjoy a sparkly unicorn and want to decorate your world and think about life through the lens of the sparkly unicorn that farts rainbows, and let's face it, if any of us say any of that shit without a tongue in the side of our face, we need our own leg slapping. It's a way of us embracing the lighter side of life, of embracing the joy of life. It's become a symbol of joy and magic and our ability to make our own lives brighter. But now, it's the work of a demon. Good to know. Reiki is the work of a demon. Mindfulness, the concept that you as a human being may even dare to think you can control your own thoughts and deal with your own problems on your own, is the work of a demon. You have a demon in you, apparently, according to Doreen Virtue. So, thoughts? Flood the comments. I'll have a little look at them in a minute. Because, you know, when the transition first happened last February, I went, okay, I don't care. Literally paid it no interest. A few people going, oh my God, Doreen Virtue's converted. A few articles about it, why she converted, what happened. Then, come midsummer, there was a slew of attention around her foundation, her charitable work, and her animal rescue services. Again, not something I know a lot about, but I've caught the headlines that there was an animal rescue and that the Doreen Virtue Foundation had done a lot of work to raise money. This seems to be a sticking point, to raise money to save these wild animals, who they now had just turned their back on and were finding new homes for and were offing. And the world was furious because the world said, we've given you money for these animals and now you're just offing them. Where's the money going? Questions were being asked. The next set of anger and frustration was that questions were being asked and not answered, that threads were being cut down, comments were being deleted, that anyone that dared to question the Doreen Virtue Foundation was being cut short, and there was lots of screenshotting and sharing of responses. There's a lot of people in the world who've trained with the Doreen Virtue Foundation to become angel healers. They've got certifications that they have built a business on, that have been issued by Doreen Virtue and her foundation, which are now basically worthless. Because if you turn your back on your whole philosophy, on all of your teaching, and apologize to those who have come to the New Age and built a life based on their teachings, and a lot of people have, she said, sorry about that. But now I suggest what you do is read the Bible and find God, and then that'll make it all better again. And now, today, and I can't help but wonder if I'm feeding into feeding the lion here, but there's been a blog post released with a nice little A to Z list of what's wrong with the New Age, all the things which are the work of demons, and therefore you are being manipulated by demons, which are the very things that up until last year she was selling for a very high price. To say craw and throat, to say gullet, stuck, I mean, there just is no end to the metaphors I could use. It's sickening. Quite honestly, it is sickening. I have got no issues with someone converting to anything they goddamn please, but shut up about it. Go away and do it in private. Don't come back to me and smack me round the head for something that you were believing up until a year ago. I used to be a smoker. I don't smoke now. I don't particularly enjoy it, but I'm certainly not going to beast you if you're having cigarettes, especially if I'm the one that offered you your first fag and used to buy them for you. Hello? Especially if I used to make a profit of selling you fags on the corner shop, and now you're a smoker and I'm not, and I'm going to turn around and tell you you're a bad person because you used to have fags. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The analogies are endless, but it's absolutely gut-wrenching that there are so many people in the world who are now not only being left high and dry, but are feeling vilified. And so many people will have come from a Christian childhood which they found to be oppressive. No offense, if anyone here is a Christian and they're happy with their Christianity, then fine. If you're happy, be happy. A lot of people came from a place where they were not happy in a Christian uprising, in an raising, childhood, where they were given to church, or a Catholic upbringing, where they literally were given a lot of guilt and punishment. And they stepped out of that world into the New Age to find for themselves something softer and more loving and more heart-based, and to find a community that was more accepting of them and would not judge them, of which this woman put herself front and center, and not only made millions, but impacted millions across the world, and signed a contract with Hay House to distribute her works, as they will continue to do, as they have every right to do. And you go into any bookshop or gift shop in the world, and you're going to find her bloody books and cards everywhere, which does frustrate me when there are very good people making amazing decks and writing fabulous books like the Earth Angel Training Academy and such like, that are not in big bookshops and not being put available at every single outlet like her work was. She didn't just make stuff. She signed the biggest contract out there. She was the world authority. So what's happening right now, I think, is insulting, is rude, and now is becoming downright dangerous, because she's literally calling everyone out for everything which isn't Bible and Jesus based. And this is a slippery, slippery slope. That's my 2.5 pennies worth. I'm now going to check your comments, which means everything will be out of sync, because now I'm checking your comments from 10 minutes ago. So bear with. Let's go back to the beginning. And okay, this is going to be interesting. Karen said, does that include bananas? Who the hell knows what you're referring to? But I like the comment. Claire's like, oh, the post was incredulous. It was absolutely shocking. Karen, yes, Karen, absolutely. Michelle knows what you're talking about. Bananas aren't the Bible or pineapples. Quite. Bananas are the fruit of Satan. And pineapples are obviously the devil trying to communicate through you, through sweet fruit. In fact, any sweet fruit. If it's not mentioned in the Bible, it's obviously poisonous. And the fruit and the spawn of the devil. Good to know. Yoga, I mean, for goodness sake. Chakras. The EFT one that got me. EFT, which is you touching your own skin, your own body, allowing yourself to connect with your own self and doing nothing more than concentrating your mind. If you think about it, you're concentrating your mind and touching your own body. It's all a very personal practice. How the frick is that anything to do with the work of a devil? I am just beyond on that concept. I have to agree with yoga. I think it's quite an evil practice, especially when you're downwind of someone that had curry at lunchtime. It's not good. Unicorns are in the Bible. They are. It's true. They are mentioned in the Bible. They are mentioned as a beast that was. I don't know what the passages. If someone knows the Bible, please quote their passages. But it's ridiculous. So she talked about sparkly unicorns. The pretty unicorns, the fact that everything's gone unicorn crazy now, it just shows us that we want a world with sparkle in it. We're living in really grim times right now, and what we need is something to make us smile, to lift our energy and our spirits. And if unicorns are going to do that, whether it's a sticker, whether it's a picture, a postcard, a painting, or a headband with a silly horn on the top, if it's fun and it uplifts you, where the hell is the harm in that? And how can this be the work of a demon? Daisy said she forgets that in the Bible it talks about gifts and stones. I mean, Moses had the people look at a stick to be saved. She stopped making money with her cards and our religion is making the money. Absolutely. I mean, that is blatantly what's happening, isn't it? She has transferred herself in a time where the far right is uprising, and where far-right ideology and Christian ideology is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger, and she's decided she has a market there, and I think she's on her left legs. Cake decorating, you're true. Karen, cake decorating is not in the Bible, so you should stop it straight away. Please stop decorating your cakes. In fact, stop putting sugar in them. I'm not even sure that sugar's mentioned in the Bible, to be fair. I don't think we should eat it anymore. I think it's a very bad thing, and we really ought to be careful. Moses basket should be okay then. Yes, as long as we all sleep in a Moses basket, which might be difficult for me because I'm 6'1" and it's kind of tough to get my legs in. I haven't got enough pleats at the bottom. Michelle said it made me giggle so much. Even Harry Potter's on there. Well, Harry Potter has been vilified by the Church of England for about as long as it's been around. I know when my little boy was small, and he's 20 now, a local toy shop, the Entertainer, the owners and directors of the Entertainer toy shop, if you have one in your local town, they are a Christian family. They will not stock anything to do with Harry Potter because it is unchristian and is encouraging people to participate in dabbling witchcraft, is going to lead everybody astray. So that one doesn't surprise me personally. I mean, Christians can't be doing with Harry Potter. They really do have an issue with it, which is a strange thing. She became more and more unstable. Yes, Claire, I think she's very unstable. Michelle said, yeah, I didn't care either, but this earth angel bashing out of line, absolutely. That's why I'm here. The earth angel revolution is about us all understanding that there is a bigger purpose. And God plays a part in that bigger purpose, and it's our essence, which is part of the greater universe, which is part of the all. It brings us together, which binds us and gives us our power and allows us to be the change we want to see. What she's talking about right now, again, is separatism. Other, different than, other than, and you are less than, and how dare you believe that you have any power of your own. Step back and give it all back to something bigger and other. And I think it's very, very dangerous in this day and age and at this point in time. She doesn't believe in magic anymore. She's a muggle now. Yeah, we've lost her to the dark side. I read all the way through. Her comments were very for her, no negatives whatsoever. Was that on her blog post? Well, that's not surprising, because the only comments she allows to stay in her blog are the ones that support her. Any negative comments that get written get deleted straight away. You'll never get to see them. Literally, she has got ninjas that are there, that are working, that are deleting anything which calls her out, which is why there is so much screenshotting and sharing her stuff around the internet in other places, in conversations like this, because you can't go to her directly. So those people that said, I trained with you and I have a certificate, what am I going to do now? Deleted. I've sent you thousands of pounds that I raised for your animals. You tell me now you're giving all your animals away. Where's the money going? Deleted. No answering, no explanation. The only thing she said was, I'm not selling my products anymore, but somebody else is, and it's really saddening and difficult for me. So we're supposed to feel sorry for her because she's made a conversion, and now she's bullying everyone, and it's not fair. Surely those who pay for her teachers could sue. I wouldn't know, but it makes you wonder, doesn't it, that if you have invested in something that had a certain amount of value and have built a business on it, and the teacher turns around and says everything I gave you was valueless, I think people should. I think it should be considered, although one suspects that you'd struggle to get a lawyer to take that case. She's a muggle of the worst sort. Yes. Surprised Hay House haven't sued, something that you were teaching and encouraging. Yes, absolutely. Just the same thought about Hay House. Well, maybe it's happening, and that's, we're not hearing about it, because again, if Hay House have any brains, they're going to do this very quietly, and they're not going to publish it. And she's not going to publicize it. So if she's receiving letters from their solicitors, she's not going to tell us. And if they're sending them, they're not going to tell us. So maybe at some point in the future, we will find out. But it's all a little bit suspect at the moment. Should we have a Doreen Virtue card burning? That I'd like to see. And it's a shame. I think what we could do, and I would recommend seriously, is they are very pretty things. And if you already own them, and I know some of us I've got one set, and it came in a kit I bought. I didn't buy them. They were in the kit when they arrived, and I've never enjoyed using them. But only because I found them a little bit vapid, quite frankly. Just me personally, I found the angel cards a little bit vapid. Everything's a little bit, it's all going to be lovely. And my readings aren't like that, as you probably know. My readings are slap upside your head, and life is amazing, and sort your shit out. So the angel cards don't really work with my vibe. What we could do is use them in artwork. You could use them, you could paint them, you could decorate over them, you could use them in collage and add to them. You could hang them up and make a mobile out of them. You could donate them as playing cards for children. I think there's places where they could be repurposed and be pretty. You can imagine someone decorating a room or sticking loads of angel cards over a piece of a wall or something. I think there's a way that they could be repurposed and not just dumped, but there is a temptation for a burning, I have to say. It does sound a little bit, feels quite naughty, doesn't it? Witches burning in the bonfire. But Karen, if it's a good excuse for us to get together, I think we could say that's why we're doing it. Michelle said, now Karen, that would be doing what she wants. A nice plug. Yes, of course. Of course, I'll plug your books. You see, the genuine authors writing genuine work from the heart and from the soul. And then you've got silly bins like Doreen Virtue having the reach. That's what's sad about it, having the power and the reach. And it was only a year or so ago, I was seeing stuff on YouTube for her, and she was sitting in a garden reading Message from Your Angels and Message for the Day and the weekly message, and she sat there in her floaty gown in her garden in a beautiful space, talking to the camera, selling her next course, getting people to come out to wherever the hell she lives in America to come and join her next course. I mean, it literally, she was selling and selling and selling right up to the moment when she just stopped. It's a strange thing. That'd be a waste of money too, money she doesn't really have. Said Daisy. If it makes anyone feel better, she wouldn't have received much money per book or per deck. That's it. She would have received obviously one kind of payment, I suppose, for selling the contract and selling the rights, a rights payment, which is why she's saying, I'm not selling products anymore. She would have sold the rights to her work. They then take those rights and go out and publish them. So the publishers now own her work. And she's turned around and said, it's all bullshit. which is why I think Hay House would be in a position to sue, because she's undermining the rights of the contract, when the contract is that you will not badmouth your own products. Claire said, I love your unicorn, Roberta. Well, thank you. It's very cute and silly. What worries me, that her comments will be held up to support hate. Yes, absolutely. That is the worrying part in the world that we live in right now, in the situation that we live in. I'm just reading on the comments and it's making me giggle. Yes, you know, she's calling on this very right-wing, staunch Christian, judgmental, anything which is not what I agree with is a bad thing. And we don't need any more of that right now. I mean, we're in a place where we're like, each unto their own, and let's all be welcoming. And even if you're not one of us, you're welcome in the space. That's the energy we're perpetuating. And she steps straight out of that into a space of, I judge everybody if you're not like me. And it's terrifying. I can't help but think she's just trying to rally to Trump supporters. I don't know who the hell else she's talking to. Mine, there seem to be quite a few of them, so. Michelle said, did you see Roberta's amazing unicorn dance at the festival last summer? It was an enlightening. There's a nice photograph of me riding a unicorn. Actually, I might have to get it out and share it again, because it was a mighty unicorn with a rather undeveloped horn, bless him. He was still growing it. Hey, Dawn. Hi, nice to see you. Sugar's more addictive than cocaine. It is true. It is very true. It is the devil's spawn. You should stop eating it straight away, because it's not in the Bible. And the Bible never did say you can have 2 grams of sugar a day. It never did. So, but it does advocate quite a lot of wine. Wine is quite heavy. So I'm wondering if that's why so many Christians and alcoholics and the 7 steps and give it all up to God, why there's this nice little mesh between the alcohol industry and the Christianity industry, because wine is so heavily enmeshed into the Bible. Just a thought. I'm drinking tea, which also I'm not sure is mentioned in the Bible, so I'm probably being possessed by a demon right now and partaking of demon semen. I can't believe I just said that. Moving on, I saw a post today that says masturbating is ringing the devil's doorbell. I've heard this before. It's a good thought. I like this. It is a good thought. Thank you for sharing, Naya, and lifting the tone just an inch above where I just took it. Michelle said there are plenty of witchy fiction books, not just Harry Potter. There are indeed. I don't see her jumping on Buffy or Angel or Charmed. Strangely, the American companies and the American Tabitha, what's her name? Sabrina the Teenage Witch, all these American products that have just been relaunched, they didn't get a smacking. But a British author, you might hit on something there, Michelle, a British author and a British publishing company get us the smackdown from God. But Sabrina the Teenage Witch is okay. And they've got a talking cat. I mean, that's really pushing it. Crookshanks never talked. Shelley said, I don't fully believe she was fully into her spiritual side at all in the first place. She always spoke of God and Jesus. Well, that makes sense, because her shtick was angels and she spoke of them as messengers from God, didn't she? And this is going to get, I remember I've been talking to Shai Bearden about this as well. I've never really got on with this whole concept of angels, because to me the angels were this very religious, Christian-based messengers from God on high. And because I was very much pushing away the concept of Christianity, God, Jesus and the angels, I didn't want any part of it. So I always found that difficult to relate to. It is through my beloved friend Michelle here and her Earth Angel conversations that I've allowed myself to open up into understanding what the angels are about, how the angels work, and to see the whole concept differently, and about souls and soul fragments, and the fact that our souls isn't just one soul, one human, it is actually fragmented across the universe. And so much has been revealed since, getting together with Michelle and reading her books, and she's been an absolute dream. So if you want to know any more about what I'm talking about, please contact Michelle and read her book, The Earth Angel Training Academy, available at all good bookshops or on Amazon. Mostly at Amazon. Shelley says she's just shown her true colours now, and she has absolutely. Ring those doorbells. Well, you might get a good night's sleep then, Michelle. Might help. Dawn said, that's because they're scared of pure passion, self-love and joy. Masturbation can bring us all up. There's a whole nother conversation we could go off. That's a whole different live. If any of you would like to lead that one, please feel free. But there is a whole massive conversation we could have around spirituality and sexuality and sensuality. And it's something that is important to talk about because, you know, for centuries, obviously, we have been told we've been desexualized through the eyes of Christianity and Christian morality, that the women who were sexual were the Jezebels, were the harlots, were the whores, and that the mother image was always portrayed as being something we should aspire to. So this is how we've all been brainwashed for so long, to be giving and give it away and take care of everybody else. But for God's sake, don't enjoy your own sexuality because then you're some kind of weird freak. So there is a massive conversation for us to have around this, and it's one I'll be happy to have, but probably not this evening. Naya, I'll not be burning mine. She may not feel like it, but they work for me. And that's fine. Again, use them and keep them if you're happy with them. That's the problem. You use your tools as you see fit. Recharge them, cleanse them. I would suggest quite a lot of cleansing. It's almost like, you know, they're now starting to feel a bit grubby. But you can degrub them. You can make them your own. I would almost think about going through actually and maybe deleting the ones which no longer speak to you or no longer connect with you, but almost customizing your decks. Part of me's thinking now, throw away the boxes, throw away the books, get all the cards and collect a collection of cards which when you look at them, Marie Kondo, your angel cards. Hold it up. Does this bring me joy? If it does, it stays. If you aren't sure, you put it in another pile. And if you don't resonate with it, or it doesn't work for you in your philosophy, get rid of it. And then customize your own collection of cards which hold messages that matter to you and speak for you. That might be something worth doing. Yeah, get rid of the boxes with her name on it. Absolutely. Disassociate from her and her teachings and her thoughts. And I'd say get rid of the books. You don't need them anyway. Get rid of the boxes. But keep the images, which are beautiful, and she didn't paint them at the end of the day. They're not her images. Actually, once her name was on the box, there wasn't very much of her inside it. There were other artists, other writers, other researchers. The whole team of other people have gone into making these products, and then she's popped her name on the top of it. So once you get rid of the box in the book, to be fair, it's your tool for you to use as you see fit, and you should be able to enjoy that. Naya said, I don't support King James, but I won't be burning my Bible. Yes, quite. That's just a whole nother conversation. An old coffee table with a sheet of glass. Yes, that'd be interesting. I think there's a lot, if you don't want to use them as divination tools any longer, I think there is certainly a lot of room to make art with them and to use them because they are beautiful pictures. You know, why? Why not? Why not use beautiful pictures as they are? Andy said, hello, is this girl talk? No, that's over, Andy. We've moved past the girl talk. It's fine. We only popped in there for a moment, but we're back out again. It's okay. Okay, Dale, Jessica, Alexander, hello. So I'm just whizzing down through the client comments. It's taken me a while to get to you. Dawn said, I am unaware of this woman and her work. Where have you been? Maybe people will say this about me and my evolution for religion, spiritual awakening. Well, unless you were a heavily religious person who preached and had a spiritual awakening, came over to the light side and then condemned everybody else within the religious community, I don't think I'll ever say that about you, Dawn, because I think it's fine to convert. I've got no issues with her converting. I've got no issues with her in her own life as a human being, which she is, making the decision that she wants to make a commitment to God and Jesus through the work of the Bible. That's absolutely fine. Who are we to comment? But shut up about it. Do it on your own time. Stop being a public figure, step back, stop offering teachings and trainings, and yet more products now based on the works and trainings of Jesus. So now she's selling freaking Jesus. She's not just having a communication and a conversation, she's building new products, trainings, cards and courses based on the work of the Bible. She even says that the Course in Miracles, a Course in Miracles which was developed to support and encourage people to understand their Christian belief and the Bible works, is a bad thing and is the work of the devil. It's an insanity, an absolute insanity. Yes, Dawn, salty. Yeah, I got that. I've just got down to the comments for the bits where I was being rude. Yes, that's interesting. Lisa, how are you here and how are you not watching Tony Slattery? I am the granddaughter of the witches you could not burn. That's exactly how I'm feeling right now. And she's the witch that, no, I didn't say that. I nearly said it. I didn't say it. I held myself. Angels and demons are not black and white. No, they're not. They're multicoloured and they've got beautiful dresses and a halo of light around them. But it's interesting. I mean, I don't know where we stand. Quite seriously, I don't know where we stand on this demon issue. If we are all here and willing to understand that there are earth angels and that we are souls and we are in the universe and we are angelic and we go to angelic realms, are we willing to say we believe that there are demonic entities, there are dark entities, there are shadow entities, there are problematic entities? Do these exist as well? Not as popular, not as fully written about, and it's nothing I've studied, so I'm not an expert, but I am absolutely willing to hear your views. If you've read any books, I know Aleister Crowley was very strong in this area, and maybe there's something in it. Maybe there is something in it. Nowadays we're talking a lot in the languaging of our shadow side, our guilt, our rage, our narcissism, our self-fulfillment at the hands of others, all of these aspects of us which are controlling and powerful and greedy and want more, our shadow aspects, the aspects of ourselves that we tend to not want to look at too strongly because we'd much rather look at the nice aspects. Could we call those our demon sides? If I am an earth angel, I'm here to serve. Do I not have a demon aspect, a dark aspect, which wants to benefit for myself, which wants to take, which wants to receive, which wants to be adored, which wants to be loved and cherished? I don't know. Maybe there is room for us to explore a darker aspect, and we can't be too, it's all light, it's all love and light, because we know that that's not true, and there is darkness in the world, and a lot of that darkness sits in places of power. And if you're a conspiracy theorist to any degree at all, you'll have heard of the Illuminati. Now, if there's anything conspiratorial and demonic about the world, it's the work of the Illuminati. It's the work of the massive powers which sit above absolutely everyone and are so invisible we can't even see them. And to me, that's conglomerations, it's corporations, it's businesses and investment banks and companies which are so big they don't even exist because they're about 25 layers above anything that you're ever going to meet on the street level. They're invisible to the naked eye. They are so massive. They own everything. They control everything. That is your demon. There is your demon. And it is so massive and black, you don't even know it is there because it's too vast to see. It is the macro to the micro that we live within. Slight sidetrack, another conversation. I'll come back to it another day. Andy said, thank you for letting me use your unicorn. I didn't realise you painted it. Well, thank you for enjoying my unicorn in your breeding program. Be careful with her. She's young. She needs careful handling. Claire's here, Helen's here. Hello, girls. Hello, lovely. Spirituality is about the self. Yes, absolutely. Every deck I bound to me, and I'll join you for that live. I presume, Dawn, you're talking about the Lady Live. We'll call it Ladies Live. And that one will say, Andy, you best not join in because we're going to be talking about ringing the devil's doorbell. We're going to have to book that one in. That's going to be fun. Claire said, Roberta's art is so brilliant, it's so alive, even though she'll poo-poo that she's an artist with so much to create. Oh dear, thank you. Appreciate that. Dawn said, well, Marie Kondo must be a demon. She practices feng shui. I think she's a demon. She has this whole evil, anti-Bible thing about her. And God, she kneels down and she thanks the house. She communicates with the property. How dare she speak to anyone other than God? She should put the whole house in the hands of Jesus and say, Jesus, clean this house. God, take these people and make their house clean. Because that's all you can do, because that's what the Bible says you must do. Methinks those people's houses would not get much clean if they relied on God and Jesus to do it for them. So they send an angel in the form of Mary to come and beat their ass with her little Japanese flickery. She has to be. She's the one that said you should only have 30 books total. That has really upset a lot of people, hasn't it? Bless her. You see, look how ridiculous the world is. Here we are talking about Doreen Virtue, and everyone's been slating Marie Kondo for daring to say you should only have 30 books. She's coming at this from one perspective, people, and the one perspective is about the beauty of clearness and space. She comes from a culture and a space where space is at a premium. So for you to have everything that you treasure, and one would say you can't actually read more than 30 books. And there is definitely a good argument for saying don't have more than 30. And once you've read it, technically, and don't shoot me, you could pass it on and get another one to refill it. Therefore, you don't take up lots of space, don't create dust, and you keep reading what you enjoy. There's a point in that. But if you happen to be a book lover who says, stuff the clutter, give me 20,000 books, then, don't listen to her. It's fine. She's not talking to you. See, people should not be upset. Everyone shouted at her and called her terrible names for daring to say such a thing. She's not saying you're a bad person if you have more than 30 books. She's saying if you want to achieve what I'm offering, if you want to read my Bible, 30 books is a way to do it. Poor woman comes out, tries to help people and gets slated by the book lovers of the world. I do feel for her. And Dora said, I wrote my first book, Friday Bridge, about my conversion, and following all I hear is about walking away. Nice little plug for the books there. I have to say, I haven't read them yet, but I want to, and Dawn's amazing, and there's a trilogy of incredible books that cover an amazing life story that Dawn has read. Including her converting from being a British, I suppose, default British Christian woman to becoming a Muslim, living in a Muslim culture. And she speaks very good Arabic, so don't piss her off. I've heard her swear in Arabic. I have heard her shout at men in Arabic. It's a very scary thing, and also quite alluring. Something quite alluring about a white woman swearing in Arabic, I have to say. It's a very strange sensation. But Dawn knows her shizzle. And she's stepped into that culture and out of that culture and now can sit on the bridge, the Friday Bridge, between the two cultures and understand them both quite deeply, which is fascinating in the times that we're living in now, where we're only getting one story. Dawn's actually been able to live. She was in Egypt during the uprising, so she's seen the Muslim culture and behaviours from the inside, good and bad. So definitely the person to talk to if you want to have that conversation. And they are the books to read if you want to know more about how those cultures work and how it feels to be a white British woman in those cultures, holding your own as a proud, loud and outspoken lady. I think I'm okay to say that. Roberta, Dawn, go through the comments. They make no sense when they're out of sync, do they? Dawn, we see the darkness on a daily basis. That's why we are here, to bring the light. Yes, absolutely. So we accept that there's demonic darkness around us, and we want to work to allay it, to work with it and through it, not just to cast aspersions and throw stones at it. Michelle said, of course there's darkness, there would be no light without it. There's duality. I just prefer to see everyone as a divine spark of light with a darker side. Well, if you imagine it's like the moon, we have a light that shines from us and reflects from us maybe, and there's a dark side. It's the side that is unilluminated. It's just not illuminated. I mean, every side's the dark side. We're constantly turning, aren't we? We're constantly cycling. And every now and again, one aspect of us is illuminated more, which when I'm doing my work, I personify aspects within the personality and say certain aspects come to the fore. So if you're struggling in a certain area, one of your aspects, one of your personalities is coming to the fore. I swear we're all schizophrenic, really. You know, we've all got all these different personalities within us. Most of us manage to just own the one at a time. Some people have access to the many, and then people call them a schizophrenic because they actually can access and represent all of these personalities. I don't think they're broken at all. I just think they're very, very clever. Anyway, moving on. Rather than a born sinner who can repent if they try hard enough, yes, absolutely. Jamie's here. Jamie can throw her 10 cents worth in. Please feel free to join the conversation. We're talking about Doreen Virtue and her conversion, and now the fact that she's beating up the whole of the New Age with threats of demonic possession. Jamie, that's where we're at. Michelle, as long as 16 of those books are mine, Claire. So you can have all of Michelle's and 14 of those. So 3 of them are going to be Dawn's. So you've got another 9 books to choose from. So you can have 16 of Michelle's, 3 of Dawn's, and then you get a couple more. One of them has to be a Bible, apparently. That's very important. And I have to say, I'm not even a believer, and I have got a Bible and a Mormon Bible on my shelf because my darling Jamie gave me a Mormon Bible and a Book of Mormon, I should say, and I've got a Bible that was given as a gift, and it sits on my shelf because I do think it's quite handy to be able to dip into it. Maybe I should have done earlier. Why not? Why not have one sitting there to be able to check on things and look at things and have it to hand? It's not a terrible thing. I wouldn't base my life on it, personally, because that's not my choice. Dawn said, only 30 books? Oh my days, is that even possible? For you, Dawn, no. No, it's not. And he said, yes, I agree. I don't believe in demons. It's just our dark side. It's up to us whether we choose to let it out there. It has to be the yin to our yang. Yes, absolutely. There we are. We're at the bottom of the comments. Right, so do you know what I'm going to do now? Do you know what I'm going to do? 14 of yours. Sorry, Dawn. I knew you'd written more than 3, but I didn't know how many to kind of quote you on. So, okay, so 14 of yours, and how many of Michelle's? 16, 15? Is that right? 19? I don't remember what she said she's got now. Basically, if you have all of Dawn's books and all of Michelle's books, then you're not going to have any room. 16, yeah, oh, there's a race on. So 16 for Michelle, 14 for Dawn, and then you may have some, yeah. Naya said she's in there. Phew, like clean. Can I have a card? Yes, right, let me get my notebook. Ask for cards now. I'll write you down in the order to which you pop up on the screen. If you make a note of the person before you, then you'll know when your card is coming, okay? Evening, Charlotte. Hello, gorgeous. Yes, I am pulling. I am pulling cards, not doing anything else. Okay, so Naya's first. Get your request in quick. Pulling cards of the demon variety. I am dancing with the devil. I'm going to be reading oracle cards. You can have one, Charlotte. Hannah. I had to Google that Virtue woman. I am shocked that you guys don't know who she is. Is she not big in Denmark? Is that the problem? But I thought she was all over the world. Oh, Dawn, you and Michelle should do an event. You should tag team. Let's do an event. Dawn wants a card. Anybody else? You have to ask for one. I can't draw one for you if you don't ask. Michelle, do you want a card? Claire, do you want a card? Claire said she had internet problems. So what I might do is do one for her. If someone would let her know what time. If you watch, you're on the pull. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to start reading, and I will add you more to the list as you go along. Could you please like and share this live though, guys, just to make so a few more people can grab a space and come on. Sounds interesting, makes sense for my internet to be down. Oh, you've missed all the best stuff. I mean, God, we've been on for 45 minutes, Charlotte. Can you imagine? We've covered Doreen Virtue, Christianity, demonic worship, Harry Potter, masturbation, how many books is okay, why Marie Kondo's Spawn of the Devil, and I was drinking demon semen in my cup. All of that was covered, and you missed it all because your internet was down. Okay, Michelle's going to have one. Right, Michelle and Dawn, you need to organise an event. Michelle, you might have to go to Tenerife to do it because Dawn isn't in the country, but you know. Girly trip to let's do a girly trip to Tenerife, everybody. Let's get our passports sorted and book our £29 EasyJet flights to Tenerife and go and do a mass angel landing on Tenerife. That would be so cool. You're watching the replay. Oh yes, you really should. It is beyond exciting. And poor Andy timed in and went, oh, it's girl talk, I think I'll leave. Okay, we'll start with Naya. If you want a card and you've just joined us, please ask in the comments. Yes, Daisy. I love dragons. Ooh, love dragons. Where did that come from? Oh, up there. Right, missed that. Yeah, I'm up for that. Are you, Michelle? I'll pray for my soul later. I'm watching the replay. I've got all my Harry Potter books out of the loft today, and I bought a dragon stone this week. Oh, Charlotte, you're an evil, evil woman. Dragons are the new thing, I have to say. I think dragons are upsurging. You know, we've done the angel thing a lot. The earth angel thing is ongoing. The unicorn thing was massive. And I do think dragons have got to be the next step. I think we're ready for some. And then I want some tree sprites. I want the tree energies. Not fairies, but more like cross between a fairy and a Groot. Because I think we need to understand more about tree energy and about how they help us as guardians. And maybe even the rocks and stones as well. The slower, the denser deities rather than the lighter ones. I think we have room to explore these and get them tree energies to be as good. I mean, the dragons are kind of rock energy, aren't they? Because they are very much earthier and underground and fire energy. So Dawn said, oh, my days, that would be amazing. So we're all off to Tenerife. Who's on? Dawn said, I'll draw you one. Replied to Michelle, I'll draw you one. Oh, a dragon. Right, okay. Right, okay. Now, yeah, start with you. Are you ready? The release card. What's Naya releasing? She's releasing all beliefs. Hey, Emma, I'm pulling cards. If you want one, please ask in the comments. And then I'll say hi to you in a minute. Naya, you're releasing old beliefs. It's a belief that you have to work hard. It's a belief that you have to struggle, and a belief that unless you have worked hard, you haven't earned it, and therefore it doesn't count. There's something about discounting yourself and not allowing yourself to fully embody the powers that you have. I know, Claire, you lost me. I'm going to put you on, I'll stick you in a minute for a card, okay? After Daisy. So yeah, Naya, releasing, let me put Emma in, so it's hard to keep a list, and Karen. Right, okay, you need to stay. You need to hang on now, it's going to take a while, so bear with me. Naya, releasing the belief that everything has to be a struggle, and releasing the belief that unless it's hard work, it doesn't count, and invalidating what comes easily to you. You put a lot of attention and worth and value against things that you find hard and that are a struggle for you. And then when you've achieved them, you're like, yes, I have earned my reward. But the things that come so naturally to you, that just flow from you like water, you almost tipple across and don't pay any attention to. So I'm wanting to ask you, please, will you release that believe, and allow yourself to luxuriate in what comes easily and what you are naturally good at. So you don't beat yourself so hard. Yes, Andy, so that you have to, you feel that you're working so hard all the time in order to be validated. Work hard because you need to work hard, because things have to be done. But please stop putting your worth only against the places where you work hard, not against what comes easily. I hope that makes sense. Claire, I'm glad you have loved this live. I do aim to do things you will love. I hope you enjoy it, because you're all on here for nearly an hour, and you know, I understand on Facebook this is a mighty strange thing to happen. Most of you come on and lives last about 5 minutes and then you bog off again. Those of you that know me well know that that isn't the case, and if you see that Roberta's live, the best thing you can do is press watch, get off, make yourself a cup of tea, and then come back, because you know you're going to be here for a while. I ought to put a warning at the top. Make a cup of tea, grab a cushion, we're in for the long haul. Michelle said yes. Naya said yes, you're right as always. Well, you know, I know. Okay, Charlotte. Repair. Putting everything back together again, Charlotte. Putting everything back together again. I get this real sense of things splintering, of, oh, it's literally like you had everything in a pot and then you smashed it on the ground because it wasn't right. And now you need to clean up, you need to tidy up, and you need to put it all back together again. And it's about putting it back so it looks how you want it to. It was too neat. It was too tidy. This pot I'm looking at, it was just too manufactured. It was too perfect. Smash. It smashes into 10 different pieces, and now you can glue it together, and there's a slight wonk, there's a slight curve, there's a slight flaw that you adore. And when you look at it now, every piece, every segment represents part of you, and you've put it all back together, and it is the real you. And when you put it on your shelf, people will see the real you, with flaws, with good and bad, with up and down, with in and out. They will see powerful and weak and happy and sad and surging forwards and falling backwards. You will see all aspects. That's what's happening. That's the energy that's around you at the minute. You're repairing you and putting yourself back together again to be seen as perfectly imperfect. And it is quite divine and just a little bit demonic, which is great. Let's see how these comments are going on. Okay. Charlotte said, love you, Roberta. I love you too. Spot on. Yes. Oh, my days, said Dawn. Charlotte, Roberta's always seen my core. Always, she cuts right through. It's so bloody right. I'm sorry. It's a little bit personal. My heart is pounding. Oh, I have that effect on you. Dawn's going to be saying, I tell you, here's a premonition. At some point before the end of this live, Dawn's going to write goosebumps. Right. So there you go, Charlotte. Have fun with that. Hannah. Hannah, you get vision. You get the wise owl, which can see so far. And I get a sense of seeing so far into the distance. It's like you've got a clearer vision of things which are far away. It's the things that are right here, that are right in front of you, that get quite cloudy and quite confusing. So it's like your nearsightedness, and this is your psychic sight as well as your vision. Your nearsightedness is almost cloudy, and it's all mixed up, but what you know clearly is so far away. It's almost like you can see in the dark better than you can see in the light. You know what's happening at a distance, and this is a distance in time and space. Things which are not here in your hands, which are not right in your sphere, you understand the bigger picture, the meaning of things, the turning of the tide, the flaying of the seasons. These are the powers that are big and obvious to you. Nature, the goddess, The power of the world around you is so easy to understand, but the behaviors of people and the nitty-gritty of daily life makes no sense at all. That's the message that the vision owl is giving me right now. It wants to accommodate you and let you know that's why you're struggling with this when that seems so easy, because this is your superpower. And this is how you are at your best. You know, you're at your best when you're looking at the bigger picture and the big vision. So enjoy that space, the meditation, looking at the stars, the ocean, just being aware of the vastness of things and feeling at home in the vastness of the universe when you don't feel at home, possibly in your own skin. That's very much what I'm feeling right now at the moment. So I hope that is comforting for you, and you know how wonderful you truly are. You're not limited by what you can't do, but you are blessed by the immenseness of your vision and your understanding. It's so much bigger than you could even imagine. Okay, Dawn, brace yourself for your goosebumps. Can you see? Appreciation. I'm trying to get so you can see the words there. Appreciation. Okay. So the appreciation, the picture for appreciation is the tree which shows 4 seasons in one day. So we have winter, we have spring, we have summer, and we have autumn. The cycle, the twisting, the rolling, an appreciation for the way things move on. And again, similarly to how I've just said to Hannah, this sense of if the here and now is imperfect, it's leading you to the next phase, and it can't help but lead you to the next phase. It can't help but take you forwards and move you onward. A rolling. It's what they're showing me at the moment, this spiraling and rolling. And an appreciation for how you turn up in any one of those spheres. So the winter of you, the inward, the going within, the pondering, the thinking and the planning. The spring of you, when you reveal your plans, your desires and your intentions. The summer of you, which fruits and buds and delivers and shares and is abundant. And the autumn of you, which then allows those who need to drop away. Those people who are not part of the circle, then to step out, for your energy to lower and to fall into rest. But this circle is you in a day. This isn't an annual. This is you appreciating that you work at this speed every day. That's what they've just given to me right now. You cycle so quickly. Excuse me. You cycle so quickly, and there is so much happening, and there is so much speed that you are winter, spring, summer, autumn, literally on a constant loop. And you're being recognized that this is why sometimes time seems to speed up and then slow down, that you feel sometimes that you're a shapeshifter and a time bender, because you can seriously feel like you put 4 seasons in one day. Wow. There's such a massive energy in here. And the appreciation is for knowing it's one of your superpowers. You know, you can't stop it. You can't be anything different. That's exactly who you are in all ways. And that's how you work. That's why you're so prolific, and that's why you're able to get as much done as you do. And also to remember that not everybody does have that energy or just hold that energy, and they can't replicate how you do things. You can share with them that this is your superpower, but what is important for those around you is to find theirs. Their superpower may be to go very, 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 very slowly, and that is their speed. Theirs may be to winter for a very long time, like people would do in Alaska, you know, have a very long winter, and then a short burst of energy irregularly that allows them to produce things. But it's important that each one of us as women finds our own seasonal cycle, and we find our own energy purge going forward. Okay, so Michelle next. Are we all still here? It's gone very quiet in the comments. Michelle, you get the no card. Okay. This is interesting. Boundaries, identity, choice, and truth. Now, I know that there have been issues around the muggling and the magical work and trying to embrace a life which is the way you want it to be. No! Oh, dear. It's not a bad thing because it's literally reflecting back to you what you've been questioning. Daisy, you're funny. Yes, no, yes. Re-establishing your boundaries, and remember that you get to design life your way, even when your external circumstances demand things of you that is not true. Your boundaries haven't changed just because you have to do more muggling. Your identity hasn't changed just because you spend certain hours in one place rather than in another. You are still making choices where you have the option to make choices. You're making them according to you. What's most important here is this truth, is you are still speaking your truth and sharing your truth, and you're being you and turning up as you. So don't feel that you're compromised. Yes, I had a blip as well, Charlotte, to be fair. I'm not sure if everybody dropped off at that point. It went very, very quiet. I had a few blips on my camera when it just froze on me, and then everything went very quiet in the comments. So I have a feeling. Did you get all yours, Dawn? Because I have a feeling something went off in the middle. Hey, Francesca, lovely to see you. So the no card is just reminding you you're okay. You are still in control. However, if there is things pushing in on you that you do not want, now is the time to stand up and make a stand for it. If you are very unhappy and very uneasy and you feel that you are not being true to yourself, now is the time to stand up for yourself, okay? And to make a call. This card is reminding you that the power is in your hands, whichever way you want to use it. Don't feel like you're losing control. I know you've compromised a lot, but you've tried to reach one goal with different ways. It's not the ideal way. It's not exactly how you would choose things to be all of the time, but you're still reaching the goal you're looking for, and that's the most important thing. Okay. So this is to affirm to you that you have the power to choose and that you can choose the boundaries that you want to work with. Okay, Daisy, you are next. I'm a control freak. Roberta's just read my card, Charlotte. I'm sure she's been listening to us today. Have I been sneaking on your conversations? Oh dear. Right, Daisy. Miss Daisy, you get the valuing card. Oh, I do like this one. 1 second. If you want to come and make a cup of tea, you are more than welcome. Don't worry about disturbing. All right. You don't have to avoid. I'm just letting you know. Okay, the valuing card. You're very good at not wiggling through, but you can if you want. Okay, so the valuing card, Daisy, for you is a little bit about, let me just think. It's holding the quiet moments. The fact that this is a sunset and has got the silhouette shape here, I feel that what this is doing for you, Daisy, is allowing you to find that space in the quiet moments that you value so much. I'm regretting offering that now. That was probably an error. Valuing the quiet spaces, finding the quiet moments. It's something about the gaps in between. Okay, so we have a lot of activity, we have a to-do list, we have lots of calls on our time, we have lots of demands. In between, it's like the gaps between the lines. All right, John, I'll put your order in. You can hear the kettle going now, can't you? Sorry about that. For you, Daisy, it's finding these nuggets of space where you can rest. Because I feel that life is very chaotic at the moment. It feels like there's a very big swirl around you. So I want to offer you the peace and the calm and the tranquility of this scene. I want to offer you the peace of the sunset and a snatched moment of bliss. And also give you the mantra, I dwell at the center of my being. I dwell at the center of my being. It's something that I use to settle myself and calm myself, and I think it might be something useful for you, because I feel that your energy is being pulled in all the directions and there is so much going on. And you love it all. I mean, it's amazing, and the family are fabulous and work's fabulous and all the different things you get to do are great. But I really feel like I'm seeing almost, it's like a rock face with little seams of silver where you can just see the precious stones glinting in the gaps within the layers. That's what this feels like at the moment. So the diamonds and the precious stones and the moments of real value for you are slipped in the middle, and you have to grab them and hold them. So I hope that was okay for you. Getting cough, excuse me. Okay, Claire, are you still here? Dawn said she'll have milk, no sugar, and the water in first, please.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I'm not sure I'm going to get to that.
Yeah, Ali said he's more than happy to make you a cup of tea. Not quite sure how he's going to get it to you, but you know, more than happy to make you one. Dawn also said, I heard every beautiful word and I have tears in my eyes and a smile on my face. I am very, very pleased. Daisy, yes, oh my gosh, thank you. That totally makes sense. It's just busy with appointments and lots of things. Thank you. I dwell at the center of my being. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, just find that beautiful seam of gold within the middle of you, Daisy. Okay, Claire, are you here? Let me know you are there. Excuse me, I've been talking too long. Claire, you get the remorse card. The remorse card, which more than anything to me talks about how we send roots down in the depths of pain and we prosper. When our heart breaks and when things break apart for us, we can push forward back towards the light. This is, if it's ever a card to represent angels and demons, then it is probably this one. But the remorse card is I know and understand. And we had a conversation the other day, and I don't need to go into too much detail about this one. Hey, surprisingly, said Claire. The remorse card shows that you can feel deeply and understand and learn how to grow from and prosper from this break. Seriously, you couldn't write this stuff, could you, Claire? I'm not going to go into too many details because, as I said, we've had a massive conversation. But I'll just kind of leave this one with you, Claire, if I can, and be focusing on both the roots at the bottom and the new life and the new shoots which are bursting forth at the top amid what's happening. Claire says the remorse card is perfect, and I understand. See, sometimes we don't have to go too far into the message. I'm sure everybody can read that card and understand exactly what's going down. It's they kind of bare your soul a little bit, these cards. It's a strange thing, isn't it? But, you know, Doreen Virtue sticks angels all over everything with flouncy words. I just show you the picture of a broken heart with a thank you, my love. You're an absolute star. I need that cup of tea. I'm choking it. Ah, thank you. Yes, Claire said, I understand so much. I'm sorry I posted before I finished. I know you do. Okay, Emma, darling, are you still here? Let's give you a card. And if anyone else has joined us and would like a card, please let me know in the comments. Just say, can I have a card, please? And I'll put you at the bottom of the list. Hope you're enjoying them so far. Okay, Emma. Completion. You have achieved one full cycle and are ready to embark on the next session. Now, completion is part of the essence of goodbye. Within the element of goodbye, we have a realization that things are not right. We make a decision to change things. Great, I'm glad you're here, Emma. We then take actions and steps towards our new direction, and then we reach completion. The next step after that is letting go, moving on, I should say, moving on. So the completion phase shows that you're in a phase right now of tying up loose ends, of bringing things together, of pulling together all the disparate angles of your life, because again, you're a multi-potentialite. There are so many things you're interested in and that matter to you. And I feel that over the last 5 years, you've pushed your interests and your attention and your energies into several different directions. Some of them have withered away, some of them have become more important. But for some reason, I feel that there are 3 specifically which are swelling together. Mind if I put the card down? I'm getting 3 specific energies coming together, and now they're joining together. So it's like plaiting, and I wish I could plait with my fingers because that would show you specifically what I'm talking about. So these 3 energies now. Ooh, oh, that was interesting. These 3 energies are curling and plaiting and coming together to form the basis of this completion. And that's how you're going to move forward. So rather than disparate energies going off in different directions, 3 of them have come together. They're plaited together to make a very strong offering, a focus, maybe one project which combines these 3 things together, and that all your attention floats through the middle of this plait of 3 concepts. Does this make sense? It feels quite like it feels very powerful, and it's something you've been working towards for a very long time. But what you had to do prior to this was realize that you couldn't put all your energy in all these different directions, and you had to kind of snip the connections of several of them. And also it was a time-space continuum thing. It was about how old your kids are and the stage that you are in life and people's health and wellness around you. So other fragments around you played their part. And now you're at the point where it is okay to let go of certain commitments so that you can forge forward in one good direction. How does that feel? Does that make sense for you? Because it feels very exciting for me, and I feel almost like I'm gritting my teeth, and I know where I'm going now, and I've got a sense of vigor and urgency pushing me down in one specific direction rather than being pulled from pillar to post. So I hope that's helpful for you. Excellent, good, happy to hear that. Karen, we're coming to you. Let me know you're still here. And thank you to all of you that are still here, because it's been a long one this evening. That's mainly because we had such a lot to say at the beginning about Doreen Virtue and her bloody angels. Strangely, there was much to talk about and many opinions to be shared. Thank you for playing. Come again. Brilliant. I'm glad that worked for you, Emma. Yay! Karen's here. Karen's a superhero. She is speaker girl. Just saying. You thought I could talk. She wins competitions and everything. I mean, she's seriously good. You did win, didn't you, Karen? I'm not making that up in my head. You did win the speech competition. I'm pretty sure you did. Right. Permission. The permission card. I feel like a jack in the box that's been snipped and it's just bounced out of a box. It's like you finally got permission to be you. I don't understand what this is about. You finally got permission to be you. You've been released. I feel like I'm out of jail. I feel like I've been set free. You came second. Oh, well, I've just promoted you. You're obviously very good. Oh, yeah, to that chap with the kids and the kids' toys, tripping over his kids' toys. Is he the one that won and then you got the second? We both came second then. That's interesting. Me and Karen came second in the competitions because we are the talking people. Right. Toastmasters I'm on about here, and we're on about Toastmasters. Karen's a Toastmaster as well. Worcester Club, which is rather marvellous, and has a superhero t-shirt and everything. Right. Yes, Karen. Freedom. It's like you've erupted, like you've been held down and you've been held in the box, and now suddenly, and the permission is like, don't want to swear, but F you, I've got permission. I'm giving myself permission. No one's telling me what to do anymore. Nobody is going to hold me down. No one's going to hold me back. And I don't care what you do or say. I am doing things my way. I feel a real surge of energy going forwards and a real sense of celebration. And I almost feel like, it's funny, I'm seeing myself like, when you're young and you move into your first house and you, was it the old story about, we lived with orange boxes and we ate beans off a tin plate, cold beans out the can off our orange boxes. It's that real sense of, I don't care what I haven't got. I don't care how bare or how little my life might look, or, I haven't got all my stuff. It's like you've taken all the stuff's gone, all the stuff's away. What you've got left is you and your pride and your power. And I should get a feeling of you standing on a box just going, to everybody, and I don't care anymore, and you can't stop me. And it's like, it's the most amazing energy. I'm not quite sure where this is all coming from, but it's beautiful. And I feel, again, as I'm sitting here now, I feel like you've got a whole team of angels around you, cheering and cheering and cheering. So when you do have your moments, when you have your little weep, I've got to sense that as well. There's moments where it just becomes too much for you and you sit there and you have a little moment. The angels all gather all around you in a circle and their wings are all across the top of you. So if ever you're sitting there like that and you've got your head down, you get this like a sense of a warmth, as if you're in a tunnel or as if you're in an igloo, and there's a real, like you've been covered over. It's because you've got a whole host, we use the word, don't we? There's about 7 of them, if I'm looking, 1, 2, 7, like 7 angels that stand around you, and then their wings, or their aura space, their aura energy, covers you completely and protects you. And then when you're feeling strong and when you're ready again, they'll open up and step right back and open up for you and stand behind you in a semicircle, so that you feel that they've got your back, literally. Little releasing energies there, but my word, that was a good one. Hello, kitten. Wow, I like that one. Are you going to come and say hello? Come up. Will you come up and say hi? Come on. Here. Come and say hi. Who's this? Who's this? This is Newbie. Say hi. Say hi to the peoples. Hey. I love you. I love you. Okay. How was that, Karen? Felt good to me. Okay, Andy, are you still here? Andy wanted a card. No more requests now. We're closing shortly. Andy is the last one. My word, we've been here for a long time. How are we doing, everybody? Are we still here? Are you still awake? There were 4 of you here. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I've had to lose some of you. Good stuff. I hope that was helpful for you, Karen. So you've got this angelic support around you. You've got a lot of support, whether you're feeling up or feeling down. They have your back and they are there for you. So don't forget it. Never feel alone. All right, that's really important. So are you there, Andy? Yes, you are. Right. Last one of the evening. Truth card, Andy. You have the truth card. Let me see. Okay. There's something about telling the truth, and then there's 2 voices. I'm getting one that says, but I always do. I always tell the truth. And the other says that, no, you're hiding something. And there's a real 2-sided conversation going on here with me. It's a little bit schizophrenic. It's a bit strange. One side is saying, we always tell the truth. We are very honest. That's how we are. And the other side is, well, you tell the truth, but you don't talk about. What are you doing? Why are you trashing my art supplies? Sorry, I'm having. Just thought, yeah, just right, we're back. So there's this two-sided conversation going on at the moment about tell the truth, always speak the truth. One side saying we always do, that's what we do, we're very truthful. And then the other side saying no, because we always hide this part of ourselves. And they're speaking in the we. So there's a real sense of two aspects here with you. And I think what I'm getting here is it's perfectly acceptable for you to choose which truth you want to reveal. Just because something is true for you, you don't have to reveal it, as long as what you are revealing is true. It feels quite convoluted. But there's no falsities being shared. Oh, do stop bubbling around, for goodness sake. There are no falsities being shared. And you are a person of integrity. You're a person that shares the truth as you see it, while at the same time protecting the more vulnerable aspects of your personality and allowing yourself to have privacy. It's a really interesting public-private kind of energy that I'm feeling here. And there may be some sort of contradiction where you're not quite sure where the line is between the two, between the you are externally and outside and the you that you are privately. So I think what I feel that this is talking about at the moment for you is the honouring of how truth can be very wide and varied. It's important for you that other people are honest to you and tell you the truth, and you will not tolerate people who try to put the wool over your eyes or try to get into your good graces by saying things which just certainly aren't true, and they are false. So there's a real sense of integrity about wanting things to be right and true, and only connecting with people who are within that sphere, that are honourable and can be trusted. There's quite a lot going on, and I'm sorry, I'm obviously just losing the connection a little bit. It's getting a little bit vague for me. So I hope that was okay, but they're not giving me a lot more. It's also getting very near the end of 1 hour and 20 minutes. So hope that was okay for you. It's a little lighter than I normally give. There wasn't a lot more coming through. So I hope that was all right for you. Thank you so much to all of you for joining me this evening. Thank you for your conversation. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you for your willingness to have readings and join me and celebrate my work. If you'd like to like and share this live before you go, I'd much appreciate it. It's wonderful to help other people find my work, see what I do, and then come and join me. My name's Roberta. You can find me at robertaleesmart.com or here on Facebook. Please reach out, send me a PM, connect with me if you have any questions or there's anything else that you'd like to know. Lots of love. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care, all of you. Bye-bye.